Hello everyone. This is journal entry number 7. Today is October the 21st, 2020. And it's the middle of my third day off. I'll go back to work tomorrow. I had 2 Zoom classes today that were very good. It's good to keep up with my continuing education that my work provides me with. I appreciate it. It's very good learning, so that I can keep my skills sharpened and constantly be learning new important ways to do my job better. Um, we went out and about today, and I purchased a good book on criminology, and it's about the history of the crime in New Jersey. And the copyright of the book is 2018. Pretty good book. The cool weather and the fresh air really feels good after the heat of the summer. So that's one of the things I've always liked about October. And of course, I like the holiday season, but we know that with the coronavirus, many of our family gatherings are going to be with less people. Of course, a number of our relatives live miles and miles away, and the ones that are here we've been keeping up with on Marco Polo so that we're not really having large family gatherings. We are following the social distancing rules. We are following the wearing of the mask rules, the washing of the hands rules, and the wearing of the personal protective equipment. So we have been following all of the guidelines um, so that we can keep ourselves healthy during this worldwide pandemic. Um, it turns out that my grandfather, we'll say his name was John Citrone. It was actually Giovanni Chironi, and he passed away in 1922 from the 1918 Spanish flu. And my wife's grandfather as well in the United Kingdom, I found out he passed away from the Spanish flu pandemic of 1918 as well. So both of us, my wife and I, have a grandfather that passed away from the last pandemic. When you look in the history books and you see a photograph on a page in the history book, I've taught social studies for a number of years in the public schools as well as other subjects. I'm certified for comprehensive social studies, grades 7 through 12 in the state of Ohio. And the reason why I managed to obtain the comprehensive certification is I had taken so many sociology classes when I studied social work that they said, well, you have enough credits to qualify for comprehensive social studies teacher. So that's a good thing. Plus, I have taken a lot of sociology classes, so I love to talk about sociology, social studies. But if you look in these social studies books, you'll see, oh, this was the pandemic of 1918, and there's 1 or 2 photographs of people with masks. That's it. So you think, oh, okay, that was a page in history. That they wore a mask for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, and it was over. But we have been experiencing now in 2020 wearing these masks for a number of months now, and we have masks that my wife has purchased, and we launder daily. We have a bunch of masks of all sizes and all types. And my work has also provided me, and I know everyone else's work has provided them with a wide variety of the masks, the N95 and the KN95s and a whole bunch of all of the proper ones and the cloth ones, and we have face shields as well. And so we have rubber gloves, and we have this nitrile gloves, and we have a number of cleaning products as well. At home now we have a good selection of cleaning products to sanitize our home, and at work we have a good selection of cleaning products to sanitize the work environment. And we do a lot of cleaning during the day at home and at work. Um, we enjoy the season, but in our gatherings at home, our personal family gatherings, and even at work, we've been admonished to not have large gatherings. So we're only going to just be our immediate few people, and no parties, um, very small gathering. If anybody, probably will be on the Marco Polo. We're not going to have any large gatherings. Of course, our family's all scattered across the country to the north, south, east, and west. The longer any family is in America, the more they get spread out. When new people come to America, and in North Hill where we live, it's considered the international community of Akron. We have a wide variety, a very rich. We're blessed actually because we have a number of very nice people from a number of cultures that are very interesting that have brought their stores and restaurants. And so we have a wide variety in North Hill of Nepali food. We have Hispanic food, Mexican food. We have a very good selection of food from all sorts of Asia, Indonesia, and so Nepal, as well as the older immigrants of which I'm a descendant. My grandparents were from Italy, and my wife's parents were from the United Kingdom, London, and Scotland. And so North Hill has always been the section of Akron where the newest people who immigrate to America come, and they're welcome here. There's a very new large housing complex that was built next to St. Thomas Hospital. It's nearly completed in its construction. It has over 300, maybe 318, 320 units. Very, very lovely place. It's going to be lovely, brand new condominium type dwellings, and many of the new immigrants from Nepal that have contributed greatly to the society already. We love all the immigrants. I love the rich variety of businesses and foods that they have brought with their culture to America, and they're greatly appreciated. But what I was trying to say is whenever a family's new to America, everybody stays together in the family. The grandparents and everybody's there. And then eventually they branch out. And as time goes on, everybody's family that comes from another country, there's a bunch of them, the grandparents, and then sooner or later everybody moves out and the aunts and uncles are close together. And then the longer the family is here in America, the more spread out. One of the brothers moves to Arizona, and one of the sisters moves to New York, and one of the uncles moves to Seattle, Washington. And the next thing you know, the family that was once all in the same neighborhood is now all scattered. And so the extended families, the longer the family stays in America or any country, the more spread out they become. Well, the good thing is when the kids are little, if they have a lot of aunts and uncles and cousins, it's kind of nice because they all get together. You have a good support system because you have your family, you have your brothers and sisters, you have your aunts and uncles, and then little bit by little bit, everybody moves on. That's one aspect of the family in America. Another aspect is just as people age, families age. There's young families, and then there's old families. I think my particular family was older than my wife's family. Of course, we have sisters. My oldest sister's 80. Let's see, I'm 85 next month. My oldest sister will be, I'm 65. My oldest sister will be 85. So she's exactly 20 years older than me. And my wife has sisters that are nearing 80 now as well. So I do think my family, though, was older. Both of our parents, my wife's father and my father, were both born in 1908. So if they were alive today, my father and my father-in-law would both be 112 years old. My father's name was Barty Citrone. My father-in-law's name was Robert Bailey Jr. And they would both be 112 years old if they were alive. Both of my mother and my mother-in-law both passed away in 1987. My mother-in-law passed away in January of 1987, and my mother passed away in September of 1987. And both of the marriages were in their 50th year. They had had their 49th wedding anniversary, and during right before they both were going to be in their 50th year in 1983, my father passed away at the age of 75. And then later in the 1990s, my father-in-law passed away in the early 1990s at the age of 84. My mother passed away at the age of 73, and my mother-in-law passed away at the age of 73 as well. So, anyway, that's why I decided to put these vlogs on here, because so the future generations could see what we were like. It's sort of like just sitting down talking. Anyway, we're going to have, I hear tales that there may be a little bit of a shortage of turkeys, so if we happen to see some turkeys on any given day, we're going to snatch one or two of them up so that we can have turkey for Thanksgiving. We've always loved the love and support and encouragement of families during the holidays. We still manage with the videos and the text messages and the telephone to stay in touch with our families that have spread out across the country. We've traveled the country and lived in several different states, my wife and I, and we love to travel. We both enjoy it greatly. We've driven across the country, we've flown across the country, we've gone across the country in the Amtrak train, and we've enjoy our trips to go to see different parts of the United States of America. It's a large country, it's a beautiful country, there are a lot of resources here. It's an interesting place. It's always fun to go on trips and to travel across the country, north and south, and to enjoy the great country that we live in. I love each of you. Watch yourselves.